Ladies and gentlemen, what if the way you start your morning is the single most powerful decision you make all day? Most people stumble into their mornings reacting to alarms, notifications, and chaos, never realizing they're handing over control of their entire life before the sun even rises. But high performers, visionaries, leaders, they understand one undeniable truth. When you own the first hour of your day, you own your energy, your mindset, and your direction. The morning isn't just a time slot, it's your launch pad. Think about it. How many times have you started your day scrolling aimlessly, rushing through tasks, or feeling overwhelmed before your feet even hit the floor? Those mornings set the tone. They bleed into your focus, your productivity, and even your confidence. But the moment you make your mornings intentional, everything begins to shift. Suddenly, your day doesn't just happen to you. You happen to your day. The first hour after you wake up is your prime real estate. Your brain is in its most programmable state. Your energy levels are raw and ready to be directed. You can either waste that power reacting to the world, or you can harness it to create momentum that lasts for hours. That's why, world, class performers protect their mornings like their life depends on it. Because in many ways it does. It's not about perfection. It's about rituals. Maybe it's 10 minutes of gratitude. Maybe it's reading something that expands your mind. Maybe it's moving your body, even if it's just a stretch or a short walk. Maybe it's journaling your goals, affirmations, or the vision you refuse to let go of. These simple, consistent actions stack up. They compound, and over time they rewire you for success. Mornings are your foundation. Imagine trying to build a skyscraper on shaky ground. It's going to collapse under pressure. But when your foundation is solid, your mind clear, your energy aligned, your purpose activated, you can weather any storm the day throws at you. You respond with clarity instead of chaos. You lead instead of react. You elevate instead of hesitate. And here's the secret most people overlook. The morning isn't about the clock, it's about the commitment. You don't need to wake up at 4 a.m. to change your life, but you do need to wake up with intention. You need to claim those first minutes as yours. Before the world, the emails, the opinions, the demands come flooding in. Because once they do, if you're not grounded, you're just drifting. When you master your mornings, you develop self-trust. You build discipline brick by brick. And that discipline doesn't just stay with you for those first few moments. It bleeds into your decision, making your confidence your ability to handle pressure. Suddenly, you're not just surviving the day, you're designing it. You're stepping into the version of yourself that's focused, capable, and relentless in pursuit of your goals. And that all begins the moment you decide your mornings belong to you. Most people wait for the perfect moment to take action. They wait for the motivation to magically appear, for the stars to align, for life to slow down just enough to feel ready. But champions, high achievers, people who change their lives, they know the truth. Small daily wins create massive momentum, and success doesn't show up one day, it's built brick by brick through non-negotiable habits. If you want to change your life in 1 week, stop overthinking and start executing on the small, daily goals that stack up over time. Imagine waking up each morning with a clear, focused target in front of you, 2 or 3 small, achievable goals that you must complete. No excuses, no delays, no distractions. It could be as simple as drinking a gallon of water, reading 10 pages of a life-changing book, journaling your vision, or pushing yourself through a workout. These may seem minor in the moment, but small hinges swing big doors. Every time you follow through, you cast a vote for the disciplined, focused version of yourself, and those votes add up fast. The reason this works isn't just about achievement, it's about identity. When you consistently hit your daily non-negotiables, you start seeing yourself differently. You're no longer the person who breaks promises to yourself, procrastinates, or lets life happen to you. You become the person who gets things done, who shows up with purpose, who builds momentum like a machine. That shift in self-belief is powerful, and it bleeds into every area of your life. Momentum is a force. Once it starts rolling, it's hard to stop. And here's the beauty. Small wins create energy. They create confidence. When you finish that workout, when you read those pages, when you cross off that goal, your brain gets a hit of dopamine, the chemical of achievement. Suddenly, you want to keep going, you want to stack another win, you're addicted to your own growth, and that's when life starts to move in your favor. But here's the part most people miss. Your non-negotiables aren't optional based on your mood. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like it. That's where the transformation happens. You don't need grand, overwhelming plans. You need a simple list of small actions you must complete daily, no matter what. These create the foundation for unstoppable momentum. Every success story is built on thousands of small, invisible moments where someone chose consistency over comfort, progress over procrastination, growth over excuses. Your daily non-negotiables are your blueprint for becoming that person. It's not about changing your life in a month, a year, or a decade. It's about changing it one focused day at a time, stacking win after win until you've built unstoppable momentum that carries you to the life you deserve. Have you ever stopped to realize how much your environment shapes your energy, your habits, and ultimately your future? It's easy to overlook, but the people you talk to, the spaces you occupy, the information you consume, they all leave fingerprints on your mindset. The truth is, energy is contagious. Whether you're aware of it or not, you're absorbing the beliefs, standards, and attitudes of everything and everyone around you. That's why protecting your environment isn't just smart. It's non-negotiable if you're serious about transforming your life in record time. Picture this. You're determined to level up, to crush your goals, to live with purpose. But you spend your days surrounded by negativity, distractions, and low-vibe energy. It's like trying to run full speed with ankle weights dragging you down. No matter how much ambition you have, your environment will either fuel your progress or sabotage it silently. Winners understand this at the deepest level. They don't leave their environment to chance. They curate it ruthlessly. It starts with people. Who do you spend the most time with? Are they building you up or breaking you down? Do they inspire action or drain your ambition? You can't expect to soar like an eagle if you're constantly surrounded by pigeons who can't see beyond their limitations. Sometimes, protecting your environment means setting boundaries, distancing yourself from negativity, and intentionally seeking out voices that lift you higher. But it's not just people. It's everything you allow into your mental space. The news you binge, the social media you scroll, the conversations you engage in, the clutter on your desk, the chaos in your home. It all speaks to your subconscious. Your surroundings should reflect your vision, not your distractions. Imagine walking into your space and feeling aligned, focused, and empowered because every corner reminds you of the person you're becoming. High performers protect their environment like their future depends on it, because it does. They design their space to encourage productivity. They fill their minds with growth, inspiration, and challenge. They reduce the noise, filter the negativity, and feed their focus relentlessly. You can't outwork a toxic environment, but you can redesign it to support your rise. It's also about energy hygiene, being intentional with your mental and emotional space. Protecting your environment means monitoring your own thoughts, your self-talk, your emotional triggers. Just as you wouldn't let strangers trash your home, you can't allow negativity to trash your mindset. It's about cultivating an internal and external space where your goals, discipline, and growth can thrive. Think of your environment as your success laboratory. Every detail counts. Every influence matters. You have the power to redesign your surroundings to reflect the greatness you're chasing. The moment you start filtering your environment through the lens of your highest standards is the moment your life starts accelerating toward results that once felt impossible. What if I told you the fastest way to sharpen your mind, boost your confidence, and unlock your potential isn't hidden in some secret formula? It's in your body. Most people underestimate the connection between physical energy and mental clarity. They chase productivity hacks, motivational quotes, or short bursts of inspiration, but they overlook the simplest, most powerful tool available, moving your body. When you move with intention, you generate energy, and energy fuels everything: your focus, your mood, your drive. Think about the last time you felt sluggish, drained, overwhelmed. It's almost impossible to think clearly or stay motivated when your body feels stuck. But just 20 minutes of movement can flip the switch entirely. Your blood flows, your mind awakens, your confidence surges. Suddenly, the impossible feels possible. That's not just science, it's strategy. High achievers don't wait for energy. They create it through consistent, intentional movement. You don't need to become an athlete or spend hours in the gym. The secret is momentum. A walk, stretching, bodyweight exercises, a quick workouts. Small daily investments in your body compound into massive returns in your mental performance. Your physiology influences your psychology. When you move your body, you move your state. You build resilience, discipline, and a sense of control that spills over into every part of your life. There's a reason top performers prioritize fitness. It's not vanity, it's victory. A strong body builds a sharp mind. Movement fuels mental clarity, emotional balance, and relentless focus. When your energy is high, your excuses shrink. You stop overthinking, and you start doing. You show up with purpose, power, and presence, ready to attack your goals because you've trained both your body and your mind to operate at their peak. Have you ever noticed how loud the world has become? Notifications buzzing, opinions flying, endless noise pulling your attention in 100 directions. In this chaos, clarity is rare. But clarity is exactly what separates the average from the unstoppable. If you want to change your life fast, you need to silence the noise, even if just for 15 minutes a day. Those minutes aren't just breaks. They're breakthroughs waiting to happen. In the stillness, your mind recalibrates. You start to hear your own thoughts, your true ambitions, the solutions buried beneath constant distractions. Most people never give themselves this space. They run from silence, filling every gap with entertainment or opinions. But leaders, creators, high performers, they crave those quiet moments. That's where vision is refined. That's where direction becomes clear. Imagine giving yourself just 15 minutes daily to sit, breathe, and reflect. No phone, no demands, no expectations. You reconnect with your goals. You ask yourself powerful questions. Am I aligned with my purpose? What's draining my energy? What's my next bold step? In those silent spaces, answers rise to the surface. You stop operating on autopilot and you start moving with intention. The greatest breakthroughs rarely happen when you're overwhelmed or distracted. They happen in the quiet moments when your mind settles, your thoughts organize, and your ambition reignites. That's why silence isn't just a luxury. It's your competitive advantage. Every minute spent in reflection strengthens your focus, sharpens your mindset, and anchors you to your bigger vision. It's how champions think before they act, align before they execute, and create unstoppable momentum from within. What if the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to take radical responsibility? Most people go through life pointing fingers, blaming their circumstances, their past, the economy, their upbringing, or the people around them. But those who transform fast, those who change their lives in a week, a month, a year, they all have one thing in common. They stop outsourcing blame and start owning everything. Radical responsibility means accepting that your results, your growth, your mindset, your energy, it's all yours to control. No one is coming to save you. No one owes you success. It's not about fairness, luck, or waiting for permission. It's about looking in the mirror and saying, if my life isn't where I want it to be, it's on me. And that's empowering. Because once you accept full responsibility, you reclaim your power to change anything. It's easy to say you want more. It's harder to own the discipline, the habits, and the mindset required to get it. But that's what separates those who talk about success from those who live it. Radical responsibility flips the script. It stops the excuses. It forces you to rise, to adapt, to grow into the person who can handle the life you're chasing. When you stop blaming and start owning, you ignite your potential. You stop waiting for opportunities, you create them. You stop being controlled by external factors, you become driven by internal standards. Your self-belief skyrockets because you realize you're capable of building, evolving, and conquering anything when you own every part of your journey. Taking radical responsibility is the fastest way to unleash your confidence, your discipline, and your unstoppable momentum.